Right, just want to read from Tommy's Twitter feed, and I'll not read all of it. It's just talking about basically Tommy's regime has been stopped, according to the team that run the Twitter feed, and this is why they're saying it's been stopped. They've stopped his regime because he was allowed in the separation centre, which is now occupied by jihadists who were separated from each other at HMP Franklin in Durham after Hasham Abaidi, the brother of the Manchester Arena bomber Salman Abaidi, attacked prison guards with boiling hot oil and stabbed them. I think it was boiling water, probably with sugar in it. But the officers were quite seriously injured, from what I can gather. Now that some of these prisoners from HMP Franklin jihadi gang have been moved into the separation centre, Tommy doesn't get a regime. Now, if that's true, which obviously it is because it's come from Tommy's team and initially from Tommy's family. Now, think about what the appeal was about. The appeal was about Tommy's mental health. The appeal was about the fact that Tommy's got ADHD, has PTSD as well, but he's suffering from ADHD, and that's been exacerbated by the fact of him being confined in a small space, especially when he wants to be on the go and on the move all the time. If you've ever spent any time with Tommy, when he's out of prison, he doesn't stop. He's on the go 24/7. So the reality is, this is a horrendous form of mental cruelty. And also, this separation wing must be fairly close to where Tommy is. So how close are these jihadis to Tommy? Is he safe? Is he being kept safe by the prison? These are all questions we've got to ask. I think that the time for this pussyfooting around about what's happening with Tommy is over. I think we've got to wait until this judicial review comes out. And once this reserve judgment comes out, once the judge has gone off and had a nice holiday, probably wherever in the south of France or the Bahamas, comes back and passes judgment. And I think we've got to go, if it's a negative response, I think we've got to start doing peaceful, legal, legitimate protests up and down the country and start a Free Tommy movement on the streets, where we go and stand with banners, we protest, and it's got to be done peacefully, it's got to be done within the law, but we can still get noticed. If thousands of people all over the country, 1 day a week or 2 days a week, are standing with Tommy banners by the side of the road or doing white line protests wherever they're legal, wherever it's legally allowed to do that, and doing peaceful demonstrations, it sends a message. And I think the time's coming for that. So I think if Tommy doesn't get set free after this court case, I think then it's high time to basically start saying, well, let's do some peaceful, lawful, legal protests and see if we can get the attention of the media and the state by a mass, and I mean mass, I'm talking thousands of people taken to the streets to protest about the way he's been treated. There's millions of people support Tommy. There shouldn't be any reason why we couldn't get 10,000 people a day out on the streets protesting all over the country with very similar banners saying Free Tommy Robinson. It's not difficult. Go to your local banner printer, take a photograph of Tommy, put Free Tommy on the banner, that's it. That's all you need to do. It doesn't need to be centrally organised. It could be totally autonomous, as long as it's peaceful, as long as it's respectful. That's the word. It doesn't even have to be respectful. As long as it's peaceful and legal, that's the main things. Okay, guys. Well, look, I think they're taking liberties with Tommy. It shouldn't be happening. The fact that they've moved jihadis into that prison, I think, is very worrying. The fact that they're taking away his regime is disgusting. So, goodness knows what's going to happen next. But to me, Tommy needs to be out. He needs to be out soon. See you all later, guys.